All right, well, welcome back. Good morning. I swear to you, I brush my hair like every time. I don't understand what happens in the little time. I have kids climbing all over me. Maybe that's it. Okay, well, welcome back. So today, remember, we got a schedule, you and me. We do. We go through our yay and nay, our products of the day, the advice I have or idea I have, or art project or something that I've learned. And then we go into the topic of the day. Today we are talking about schedules, and I'm going to share my homeschool schedule plus this homeschool schedule I found online. A couple of them I found online. They're super easy and I highly recommend it. Anyway, let's get to it. So first, yay or nay. At the end of the video, I have a yay or nay, and it's definitely a yay. It's 100% a yay. I can't believe how much fun we had with it. And today, let's go through products of the day. This is super cool. See, I picked this out for my one son. Look at this. It's a Potter wheel. Have I opened it? Nope. Have I used it? Nope. Will I? Not yet. I debated giving him my Easter, but then I was like, oh, he's gonna want me to use it right away. I don't want to. He's 5 now. I just want to wait just a little bit till we move to our new place, and it's gonna take a while. So at least another 6 months, but I'm very excited to have that as an option to see if he likes that, because I really want my kids to explore their passions, because I think, the amount of time, what kids are supposed to be doing is exploring their passions and getting passionate about something. Life is so much easier when you're passionate about something. Next up, we got, look at this. This is a Puzzle Island book. So Usborne makes all these puzzle books, but you can't find them anywhere. You have to buy them used. They're not new anymore. But I'm telling you, my kids love it. We've used it a million times. And every page, they give you clues, and every book is done differently, and every page is different. And there's basically, a little challenge you have to do. There's a little bit of a story and a challenge about this one child that we're helping him get to the treasure. Okay, so I just think they're great. They're super entertaining. The kids love to look at them alone. Yeah, I could not recommend them more. I couldn't. I love them. I got another Usborne book to show you today that I really, really like. Look at this. This is a step-by-step drawing book. Have we used it? Nope. But I plan to eventually. And it shows me like how to draw trees. Would I use it in this book? Probably not. But how to draw trees. How to draw flowers. The only thing I know how to draw is a flower. Let's see, how to draw a mouse. So I like it. I pick up how to draw a city. So step-by-step drawing. I quite like it. So take a look at this. This came with the Noeo science set. It's only 20 bucks. You can buy it by itself though. And it's got just a bunch of different projects and stuff to make. Have we used it yet? Nope. Not till we settle in our new house, until it's just a little older. But I just think it's pretty cool. It comes with their science set, the physical science kit, the Noeo. Look at these cards. I'm gonna order all the rest because I just think they're so cool. So they just got tons of helpful information that you can do. And you do see the way this curriculum works, this particular curriculum, is these cards are not overtly Christian if that's not your thing. Like if you're secular, there's nothing in here that says anything about that I have read. It's just all science stuff about Christianity. But this curriculum it comes with is Christian, and it's got cycle 1, cycle 2, cycle 3. And they're repeated. So like every year you go through cycle 1, every year you go through cycle 2, and you go through cycle 3. Just so that, kind of something like that. Just so that this information is implanted in the kid's brain, so that when they have to utilize it and they get older, they don't also have to memorize it. They know it already. But look, so animal cell, and they're thicker cards. They're just pretty cool. And then it's got the basic information down there so you can discuss it. That's my thing. That's my thing. When you know my schedule that I have is my thing is doing stuff. How many subjects can I cover during breakfast? It's like a challenge I give myself. Almost, I don't, but Kingdom of Living Things, the planta, anyway. You get it. Seed plants, rocks. So this is basically their living earth unit thing. And I'm gonna go and get a bunch more because I adore them. Okay. So now your free thing today. Remember, I got free things. I got 2 free things. One I'm gonna talk about when I'm going through my schedule that I do. And 2, this is I got at the library. It's Madeline. Madeline says merci, which means thank you if you don't know. So it talks about manners. So this is like kindness and consideration, please and thank you. And I just think it's great because it's not overwhelming. And it teaches you some general information. It's not overwhelming to kids. How to say sorry, it teaches you. And it gives a nice little story along with it. So yeah, I just really like it. I really like it, but I seem to be a fan of the Madeline books. I've read a couple now, and I think they're great. All right, so another advice is the Texas Homeschool Coalition said, listen, newsflash, this was their, I don't go on Instagram often, but I happened to go on there yesterday because I was looking for study units, which, by the way, if anyone knows of any good study units, just a place I can look at study units to show you, where do you get your study units from? Leave it in the comments so I can take a look at it. And their quote, and this is what it says, I'll show it to you on the screen, but it basically says, newsflash, you've been homeschooling your whole life. As soon as your child was born, you became a teacher. And I just thought, that is so true. So it doesn't need to be as intimidating as people think it is. You're naturally doing it, and you naturally know what is best for your child, what would help your child the most, what type of parent you need to be for them. I mean, sometimes you may need to read books. For the first two, I did not have to read a book. I was just like, we don't do that. And they were like, okay. And then the third one, who I later found out has ODD like his dad had when he was young, it's usually inherited. I read every parenting book there is. Like, that's why sometimes I give you advice from the parenting books I read, because I read them all. Like, I had to read an intense amount. But anyway, so now let's talk about our topic of the day. So look at okay, so when I was on Instagram, a lot of people have a lot of opinions as to how long you're supposed to homeschool your kid. Now, it's your life. It's your situation. I mean, because the thing is like when you're baking cookies with your kid, when you're like teaching them happens so organically that do people count that when they're like, you need to homeschool your kid for 4 hours a day or 3 hours a day or 20 minutes a day or 2 minutes a day, however long they say it. Do they know that when you're walking somewhere, you're going to be talking about nature, you're going to be talking about life, you're going to be getting questions that you can Google later? Like, I don't know. So every homeschool runs completely different and independently, and that's the way it should be. Like, it is your choice. It should be as much control as you can possibly have, I would hope, over how you raise your kid, which you don't need me preaching to you. 1 to 2 hours per day for elementary years. First of all, elementary years, such a wide scope. Like, it's such a huge scope. And does physical education count? I mean, first of all, these are just ideas. So we do not have to do what any of these people tell us to do. And this one I liked best. It said so preschool 0 to 20 minutes a day, and elementary 20 minutes to 2 hours, which I think is fair, because some days you go longer and some days you don't. Because anytime you're doing, like, anything you do with your kids, I think is homeschooling in my opinion. All right, so I'm looking through Pinterest the other day, usually for ideas or projects or things to tell you about, and I came across it said how to homeschool 3 days a week, and I was like, let's hear this. And this woman she's homeschooled for 10 years, 2 children, and her second child just finished writing her high school exams, so she knows what she's talking about. And she's like, this is how I homeschool 3 days a week. Now, first of all, and I believe she does it year round too, though. So I'm a big proponent of like having an easy schedule. Like, maybe you homeschool 4 days a week, but you take Friday off, and that can either be a catch-up day in case you miss something, or, again, homeschooling all year round. I homeschool all year round. I choose different subjects in the summer. So we're gonna do like a science unit or things like that. Like, I choose a different focus. It's not like, we're not sitting down and being like, okay, let's knock out the language arts, let's knock out the math and stuff like that. I have done that before. I've put it on their schedule. So one of the things I have for them is after we have done our entire homeschool is they have a schedule, and every day, these are what I check off. So see, there's complete a challenge, there's music, there's schoolwork, there's different trades. This is my 5-year-old's. So it's my youngest schedule. And then I check off every day what I want him to do, but he can't do it until we have done our whole day. Okay, so look at this woman's schedule on the screen. So this woman's schedule on the screen. Now notice how she does, okay, she just doesn't say when she has breakfast, but they do chores, then they do language arts, then they take a break, then they do math, then they have lunch, then they then they do science, but then they do a break, and then they do current series. If you see that down there, it says current series, or projects, whatever projects the kid are working on. So that's not the way I homeschool, and she does it 3 days a week, but she says you gotta cut out stuff. So like a foreign language, she doesn't teach a foreign language because she says, when they're old enough, there's like apps. So this brings me to my schedule. And what we do is, okay, in the morning, we get up, I wake them up with reading. So right away, we're covering a bunch of books. I go through just a bunch of, mostly just storybooks. We're reading through storybooks. That's what we're doing. And then after that, I play with them for a bit. So then I play, they choose, I play with them, because I just think it's very important. The number one thing in this house is relationships and team building. And I think for them to do that, I gotta play with them. So I play with them, and then, it's gonna be breakfast time. I go make breakfast, they continue playing, I make breakfast. We sit down to breakfast. This is where I'm covering these secondary topics. This is where I'm pulling out like these flashcards right here. You know, and I'm gonna pull one out and be like, okay, let's talk about the volcano for a bit. And then maybe I'll go grab an Usborne book off the shelf about volcanoes or something along those lines. We're talking about that. We're doing our affirmations. Remember, I have affirmations. Today's affirmation was, I go after my dreams. So they're better affirmations than I could come up with. But I'm also gonna either switch or add in I call them truths. And it's what I really want them to know inside of them, which is, for example, God supports my good decisions. These are things that I want solidified in their head, so I'm creating those cards as well, and I want them to be able to use those. The affirmation cards, I did not create. These cards I did create, and I'm working on them, and then you can buy them, I guess, $5, and you can have them all. But it's a system. It's a system I'm working on that is to be utilized just to really get it in their brain. But anyway, so we go after that. We do the affirmation. We do the manner. Like today, we were like, okay, when we say goodbye to someone, we tell them, have a nice day, or we hope you have a good day. So something like that, we tell them. So then again, that's when we went in like today. So I started reading some books. Today, the book I chose was it's very intentional, the books I choose at breakfast, because sometimes they're fun, and I do choose some fun books, but I also choose, today was like popular sayings. I have a child who has Asperger's, and raining dogs and cats. I wanted to go over these sayings, these colloquialisms, I don't know what they're called, but just phrases that people say, you know, I'm in a pickle. Oh, he's in a pickle. That's a pickle. So things like that I wanted to go over and cover. And during that, I decided, you know what, why don't I cover some grammar too? So I was like, hey guys, see how there's a W here at the beginning of the sentence, and at the end, there's a period. That's kind of how sentences go, right? So just discussion about whatever I think is important or whatever secondary topics I want to cover. This is where I pull out the art book and I'm like, hey, let's talk about the Mona Lisa. Yeah, we went there and no, we didn't see it because Mom couldn't find it. Great, I know. Let's talk about that some more. That's a great story. You know, things like that. So we talk about the artists and different types of things, stuff like that. So secondary subjects, that's where we talk about secondary subjects. And then we have a break. And this is where Mom comes up. Mom quickly films her videos. That's why I'm talking so quick. She quickly films her videos. And then I go down and I prepare for math and language arts. So math and language arts, or if it's Friday, or if I feel like doing it, because I'm gonna have my own checklist that I go through. And there's a couple things that I wanna add in there. For example, like Khan Academy. And I want it to add that to their list there. I want to add Khan Academy there just so that they do it for maybe, 10 minutes a day, because I was doing it with my son yesterday. I tried it out yesterday just to teach things or reinforce concepts that either A, I haven't taught, or B, I missed. So you could spend 10 minutes on Khan Academy and do that as well, or longer if you want, go ahead. But generally I try to keep tablets away from them, except that when I am making breakfast, they do like to listen to music or play music on their iPads or tablets, whatever they have. So like to listen to music or compose music. Composing music is also important to me. But not structured. I want them to enjoy it. My oldest son, he plays instruments, but the youngest two, no, they're just supposed to enjoy life. Enjoy it, but I want to hear some composition. Now they make two different types of music, I will tell you that, and that's okay as well. Okay, so see how I'm knocking these things out? So I try to do it like some people do history in the car. So they listen, the way they study history is through audiobooks in the car. That's kind of the way in the car, what we do is we listen to classical music in the car. So I said I'm gonna add in Khan Academy on there because it's free. And another free thing that we do sometimes in the mornings after we read our books is sometimes I'll pull out my phone and I will pull up a video from Mystery Science. And anyway, that's kind of my schedule, right? And so then we do math and language arts. And then after that, or a project like today, because I'm doing a rabbit trails review next week. One of the things that I saw, I haven't even opened it yet because taxes are due and I've been working on that all week to give my husband this stuff so he can do it, even though he's been asking me since January for it. And I've been like, oh yeah, let me do that. Oh yeah, I'll get to it. And then I'll be like, do I want to do it or do I want to read? Do I want to do it or do I want to do anything else? So I haven't done it. And so now this week, anyway, so I'm going to get to the rabbit trail stuff. But anyway, the rabbit trails, one of the units is a bird unit. And so we're making bird feeders today. And I found out that we can make bird feed with the stuff we have in our house, which is pretty cool. I was like, what? But now good, the kids can eat them while we're setting up our bird feeders. And it's also a STEM project and it's also creative products because literally I have an entire box, like a massive, massive, massive box that we use when moving here of cardboard I have saved out. I'm gonna dump that out and be like, all right, guys, everybody's gotta build like a bird feeder. Let's go. Let's go, let's do it. So then what I was getting at is this first woman's schedule, how she has special projects. You could do, okay, 6 weeks geography. But anyway, so you could do special projects there. That's where you would do architecture. So for me, so there's not a lot of writing happening. It's mostly me just instructing when we do that, but we can do a project later, or we can do, okay, when you guys are done eating, then complete this worksheet or something, or complete 1 or 2 pages on this book. Okay, so let me show you something. So this is my yay or nay, and today is definitely a yay. We've used it a bunch of times. I am not very arty, so I needed something arty that we could use. So if you can't just go buy any type of clay, you need clay that is super soft. And this one is non-toxic and it air dries, so it's all the things I like in a product. And it actually does not come with that, but it comes with tools and these little fun pockets. And then you open them and it's so soft, and it tells you how to make colors. And anyway, we've used it. This is like box number 2. But we have used it for a long time. And then it comes with a stack of little baggies, which, to be honest, I might have pulled them out because I wanted to use them for something else, and I don't know where they are. Oh no, here they are. A stack of little baggies, so any leftovers you can put back in there. I'm telling you, it's great fun. And then you just dump it out and you're like, okay, kids, go. And they go. They go. So it's definitely a yay. All right, so that is it. I think I covered everything I wanted to. I hope you have a wonderful and productive day, and I hope that I will see you tomorrow.
Please like to subscribe.
Yes.
And hit the bell for notifications.